Hello YouTube, this is Alexis the Transgender Duelist, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Graydle True King Graydle deck profile. I must say Graydle Kaiju, that's a different deck profile for another day. So the purpose of the True King Graydle deck is to basically get your True King into your hand, predominantly this one right here, and then go ahead and blow up your Graydles while they're on the field to steal your opponent's monsters while you potentially banish their back row, as well as getting a potential VFD on the field to just lock down your opponent and they'll be unable to do anything as you beat them down with your own monsters. So you might not think that True Kings have a lot of synergy with Graydles, but they actually do have a fair amount of synergy. First off, the ability to use that Dragonic Diagram allows you to pop your Graydle Alligator to steal your opponent's monsters and get a search. So very good synergy right there. And then your Water and Fire True King can be used to pop your Eagle to steal yet another monster. And not particularly relevant, but you could use the Trap card to pop Graydle Cobra to steal an opponent's monster as well. So just all around really good synergy. And you don't really need to run a lot of True Kings because they're all searchable. So let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile, shall we? Running triple Graydle Alligator. Alligator's in here because it gets triggered off of your field spell searching. Not really a lot to say there. It can also be used if your opponent should blow you up with a Raigeki, Dark Hole, or a Slumber, so do keep that in mind as well. You got the triple Graydle Cobra. A lot of people don't like Cobra because it doesn't trigger off of anything super relevant, but with the introduction of Pendulum Magicians and their ability to utilize Time Pendulum Graph, it's not actually uncommon for me to go ahead and steal whatever monsters they have, and well, then they just kind of lose out a little bit of advantage. Like, yeah, they can blow up their monsters I'm going to target with their Purple Poison Magician, but outside of that, they have to make a really awkward play just to avoid getting into a bad situation. So it's a pretty nice little thing I can do there. And then we got the triple Graydle Eagle. Just there to trigger for the same reason off of your True King's effect in hand. Just make sure that you always summon the Alligator to the field before you try to activate your True King, because if you do not, then you will not get the effect of your Graydle. So make sure they're always on the field before you activate that effect. Running one Graydle Slime, only running the one because it's a really bricky card, but if you can get it off, it allows you to go for a level 8 synchro play, which basically just nets you a continuous little loop that your opponent has to out both the synchro that you summon and the water monster that the synchro will revive when it gets destroyed, so your opponent's in a little bit of a weird situation there. Not super consistent, but it's something you can do pretty easily. Running double Graydle Slime Jr. This card allows us to do the same thing as the other Graydle tuner, but also has the added utility of being a normal summonable monster. And when it's summoned, you get to special summon a Graydle from your hand and graveyard. And 2, 3, and 3 equals 8, so it allows you to go into a 1-card synchro summon. Not really a lot to say there. When it gets destroyed, you get to special summon a Graydle from your deck. One Maxi, not going to explain that one. One Fire True King, because your True King got banned. The Wind True King is sort of irrelevant, and the Fire Wind lets you get back a True King from the graveyard, so it's sort of like the best of, it's the best True King that we can get out of our deck. Triple Water True King. The entire purpose of this deck is to abuse this card with the Graydle, so I'm not going to really explain that. Dragonic Diagram to trigger off your Alligator and get your True King engine rolling. Triple Graydle Impact. This card has a few different applications. One, if you wanted to, you could run Masterpiece in this deck if you so wanted to. I personally do not, but you totally could if you wanted to. In which case, it would add to that. You can blow up one of your Graydle cards to blow up an opponent's card. Really good synergy there. And then if you haven't used this effect to blow up a card, you get to search a Graydle card from your deck. Also, it's a Graydle card, not a Graydle monster. Which means that you can go ahead and add your Graydle Split, your Graydle Parasite, or Graydle Counter if you decide to run that. So we're running triple instant fusion. This is in here so that we can abuse Sea Monster of whatever the heck this name is, which allows us to go into our Graydle Dragon. On top of that, we're running one Flame Swordsman so that we can actually summon out the Fire True King if we absolutely have to, which we don't want to, but we do want to have that option there just in case. And then we run the one Panzer just because sometimes we get hit by like a Max C, and this allows us to do a 1-for-1 with our opponent. Running one Regeki just to clear our opponent's field, double terraforming for the Diagonic Diagram, double Twin Twister because back row can be annoying at times. Running one Graydle Parasite. I'm only running one of it because it's a really situational card, and once our opponent sees it coming, they're never going to attack us directly unless they can get rid of this card, or they have something like an Armades or something on the field where we can't activate its effect to summon a Graydle. But still a really nice card to have just because it forces our opponent into a really weird situation where they can't really attack us. Activating double Graydle Split. Graydle Split is in here to trigger Graydle Cobra. It's a very slow combo, but it's a combo that results in us stealing our opponent's monster, as well as getting 2 more Graydles that we can use for a Synchro Summon. So very, very nice right there. Plus we can use it for a Link Summon or an Exceed Summon if I was running that option. There's really no limit to what we can and can't do with this card. I know it's a little bit slow, but I like having it just because of the way this deck functions. We're running one Jar of Avarice, so with I guess the Remeber being banned, I kind of needed some way to shuffle our cards back into the deck. I decided to do Jar of Avarice just because it does give me the option to put back the True Kings or the Diagonic Diagrams or Graydles back into the deck, which is good for when we get into a grind game or if we have an awkward hand and we use up our True Kings too quickly. Running the Solemn Brigade, not going to explain that one. And we're running one True King's Return just so that we have the ability to continuously revive our True King monsters so that we can go out into our True King of all Calamities, which gives us a way to stall out our opponent. So the extra deck is pretty self-explanatory. One Flame Swordsman, one Panzer, and double Sea Monster. Just a combo of instant fusion. Triple Graydle Dragon because it's like the best synchro that we're able to continuously make. Blow up our opponent's cards, and then when it dies, we get another water monster from our graveyard. It can be... Let me quickly check. I can't remember if it's any water monster. Yeah, it's any water monster, so we have a lot of options there. It can be a Graydle, it can be Mrs. Starboy, it can be the Water True King, it can be anything that's not itself, so do keep that in mind. Next, we're running the one Water Aura Whale. It's a little bit weaker than Graydle, than the other guy, but there is one big benefit. First off, it nukes the entire field upon its summon. Second, it does piercing damage. And 3, it allows us to attack multiple times during the battle phase. I'm only running the one of it because it is revivable continuously, so if it dies, as long as we have waters in the grave, we just banish off a water and special summon the whale. And also, it's not a once per turn, so do keep that in mind as well. Running one fully armed and one number 94. Just kind of in here to give us a little bit of an unforeseeable option against our opponent. You could easily dump these from more practical rank 3s if you wanted to. Double VFD or True Kings of all Calamities. Just in here because we're running the True Kings and it's really easy to summon. And then triple Mrs. Starboy. So even if you're not going to be summoning out multiple extra deck monsters, it's still not a bad idea to actually summon this card out. Because when it gets destroyed by a battle or card effect, it doesn't have to be your opponent's, you get to add a water monster from the graveyard, which means that you can get back a Water True King, you can get back a Graydle, get back your Whale, get back a sea monster, get back whatever monster you need at that particular moment. So it's really good to summon it, even if you're not planning to actually use it. On a second thing you could do is actually take one of them out for like a Deco Talker, but I like having 3 of them instead of 2 in a Deco Talker. The Deco Talker would be so you can link summon with your opponent's monsters as well. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comment section below. This has been Alexis, and I'm signing out.